Okay, today we are going to look at a zigzag corrective structure. We have studied flat in this series. We want to study zigzag today. I've discussed with us before that we have three main corrective structure in the market. And first and foremost, what do we mean by corrective structure? Corrective structure is the correction phase that happens in the market after impulse. What do I mean? When you have impulse like this, all right, this market cannot fly away forever. There must be a correction. And after this correction, there will be a continuation. When you see here, we are applying Fibonacci. All right, where do we apply Fibonacci? We want to see the extent of this correction, the extent of the pullback. Some people call it pullback, but we like to call it correction here. We want to see the extent of this correction. And there are fib levels to which it can be corrected. Number one, you have 38.2%. Number two, you have 50%. Number three, you have 61.8%. And number four, you have 78% retracement. Okay, so assuming this market is to retrace to this level, if you gauge it this way, if you fib it this way, you discover that it's around 50% retracement. This is how you do a Fibonacci. You come here, you see fib retracement, pick it from the low here, take it to the high here, because it's an upward market. All right, so where is the level here of this retracement? Can you see? It's 61.8. It's a very important level for us. So it's a golden ratio. We call it golden ratio. So just mark it like this. All right, this is where the pullback is ending. It's respecting this fib level. Boom, to the upside. So now, what are we talking about here? We have just been able to identify the level to which this retracement has taken place. But what is the nature of the corrective structure that takes place in the middle? What is the nature of that corrective structure? That's what we talk about. And that corrective structure that you see in the middle can either be flat or zigzag or number three, triangle. All right, so we have discussed flat before. Today we want to discuss zigzag. Now, what is zigzag? Zigzag is a corrective structure that drag to the downside, and it's a three-wave structure. All right, it is not a sideways corrective structure. It is not a sideways corrective structure and a drag to the downside. Okay, and you can see a zigzag corrective structure in either wave 2 of an impulse or wave 4 of an impulse. What do I mean? If you have impulse like this, some people will say, what do you mean by impulse? A 5-wave structure is called impulse. This is a 5-wave structure. All right, out of this 5-wave structure, there are 3 pushes. You see there. You have push in wave 1, you have push in wave 3, and you have another push in wave 5 that proceeds in the direction of the trend. You have a correction, which we call a pullback, in wave 2 and wave 4. This is wave 2, this is wave 4. All right, and then in wave 2 and wave 4, that is the only wave within an impulse where you can have a corrective structure. And what are those corrective structures that you can find there? It's either a flat, a zigzag, or a triangle. We have discussed flat before. Today we are now looking at a zigzag. So here you have, let me take this view. Okay, wait. You have one. This zigzag can now form this way. 1, 2, 3. Can you see a 3-wave structure? A, B, C. And after that, you now have wave 3 forming. And then wave 4 can now decide to come in form of a what? In form of a flat. And then what happens? Wave 5 will now proceed to the upside. Can you see? This is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Can we see it now? So now, in another way around, you can have wave 1 like this. After wave 1 has formed, you can now have a flat forming here as wave 2. Then wave 3 push to the upside. And after wave 3, you now have a zigzag here forming wave 4, and then you have the last push to the upside for wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that there is alternation in structure? In the first scenario here, number 1 scenario here, you see zigzag forming in wave 2, and you see a flat corrective structure forming in what? In wave 4. But in this scenario, in scenario number 2, you have flat forming in wave 2 and zigzag forming in wave 4. This process is what is called alternation. All right? This process is what is called alternation. That is, there's alternation of structure between a sideways corrective structure, which we call a flat, and a sharp corrective structure, which we call a zigzag. Okay? So that should be understood. So now, when you see a zigzag, zigzag is a 3-wave structure. 3-wave structure. All right? And you label this 3-wave structure. This is the diagram of a zigzag. Can you see? A, B, and C. This is a 3-wave structure. And then, what is the internal wave connection of this 3-wave structure? You have to pay attention. I've told you, you need to learn theory before practical. Many people, they are doing practical without knowing the theory. That's why they fail. I know many people in the market who only trade zigzag. They don't trade any other pattern. If they don't see zigzag corrective structure, they are not trading and they are successful. That is why you must listen. Do you get it now? So zigzag is a 3-wave structure. That's number 1. What makes us to say it's a 3-wave structure? This is 1, 2, and 3. But we don't name it 1, 2, 3. Why is it that we don't name it 1, 2, 3? Because every corrective structure is labeled A, B, C. All right? Every corrective structure is labeled A, B, C. We do not label corrective structure as 1, 2, 3. No. We label it A, B, C. You get it now? So, in essence, when you see a triangle, you see A, B, C, D, E. When you see a zigzag, you see A, B, C. When you see a flat, you see A, B, C. You get it now? But when you see an impulse is a wave that proceeds in the direction of the trend, like this one here. It's called an impulse. This one here is an impulse. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's an impulse. But this one is A, B, C. So when you see an impulse like this, a correction like this, and another one boom like this is called A, B, and C. And this pattern is what is called a zigzag. What are the guidelines that govern the formation of a zigzag in the market? I'm going to show you an example of zigzag. What are the guidelines that govern its formation? Number 1 is that the 3-wave structure must be 5, 3, 5 structure. What do I mean? The first one here must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-wave structure. Let me use another color. Must be a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the B wave, which is this one here, must be a 3-wave structure. 1, 2, 3. Now, listen to me very clearly. When somebody say a wave should be a 5-wave structure, it does not mean that wave, you should be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. That's not what we are talking about. I will show you an example. Do you see this? I will show you this example now with red color. Let's use red color so that I can see it. Do you see this one? Do you see this one, guys? You see this wave, guys? You see this wave? Do you see any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there? No, but it is called an impulse. Do you get it now? It is called an impulse, and yet you cannot see it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Okay, but look at this wave now. This one, this one, this one. Are you not able to count 1, 2, 3 there? Is it not into 3? A, B, C. So you cannot call this one an impulse because you can see a very clear three-wave structure there. All right, you can see a clear three-wave structure there. So it's not an impulse. Okay, so that's what we are talking about. That this three-wave structure must appear in wave B. Okay, when you have 1, 2, 3. So this one, if it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one must be 1, 2, 3 in the middle. And the 1, 2, 3 that you are seeing in the middle, that is a B wave. The 1, 2, 3 that you are seeing as a B wave in the middle is what qualifies this B as a B. Okay, A will never be three wave. A, B, C. It is only this B that carries a three-wave structure. Do you understand now? That is the number 2 guidelines. The third guidelines that govern the formation of a zigzag corrective structure is that this B here must come to 50% retracement of A. What do I mean? You see impulse here. Zigzag must come to at least 50% retracement of A. Look at it here. Must come here. Some zigzag come to 61.8% retracement, but it's very rare. So now I will now show you some theoretical analysis. Let me do cleanup. I'll show you something now. Why do we say that zigzag should not pass 50% retracement before moving to the downside? Why? If it's more than 50 or 61.8% retracement of A, the pattern is changing from zigzag to flat. Look at it here. Down. Can you see? It's more. It's almost getting to 100%. Can you see? And it's coming down like this. This is no longer zigzag. It's now gradually turning to what? Flat corrective structure. That is why the theoretical guideline that governs the formation of a zigzag corrective structure says that A, retracement of A, which is B here, must be at most 50% of A before you now have a downside. And this one must be three-wave structure. This one must be impulse, this one must be impulse. And that makes a zigzag a 5-3-5 structure. What do we mean by 5-3-5 structure? It means in A, you can have impulse 5 wave, in B, you have 3 wave, and in C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see? This is the pattern of a zigzag corrective structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does anybody know why I did not say 1? Because this one in the middle, this is A wave, this is B wave, this is C wave. This in the middle is a corrective structure, and no corrective structure is labeled in numbers. All right, corrective structures are labeled in letters. So any three-wave structure you see is A, B, C. It's not 1, 2, 3. Although it's a three-wave pattern, but it's not labeled 1, 2, 3. All right. So this is what is called zigzag. Then the last rule that governs the formation of zigzag is that A must usually be equal to what? C. What do I mean? Look at this rule. You have impulse like this. You have three-wave pullback. After the three-wave pullback, what do you have next? You have boom to the downside. This is A wave ending here. This is B wave, B correction, three-wave pullback, and then this is C wave. This A, this length of A here, when it has formed and this three-wave pattern has formed, just copy this length and put it here. That's your TP. Boom. And it must hit it because the theory says A is usually equal to what? C. Do you get it now? That is the last rule and most vital rule that govern formation of a zigzag corrective structure. Okay, so that is in summary, zigzag, I've said it, is a three-wave pattern labeled ABC. Number two, I've also told you that A is an impulse, a five-wave structure, C is an impulse, a five-wave structure, and B is a three-wave pull bar. All right. And I've also told you that A must have a retracement. B must retrace to about 50% of the length of A. All right. And I've shown you how to do that. And then lastly, I said in the formation of zigzag, A is usually equal to what? C. And this particular rule or particular theory is very, very essential when we want to make our profit target. When we want to do our profit target, it's very, very essential. So briefly, let me show you example of zigzag in the market. Example of zigzag in the market. Let's go to smaller time frame like 4 hours and spot zigzag corrective structure. We spot zigzag corrective structure. I've already seen one, guys. Look at this, guys. One, sorry, let me draw very well. I have to draw it cleanly. Okay, you have one. Okay, now this is the three-wave structure. I will label the three-wave structure cleanly so that you get it. A three-wave structure. Look at here. Look at here. 1, 2, 3 in the middle. This is a three-wave pattern in B, and then you have the continuation C. Is everybody seeing this? Now let's label it. This is A, this is B, and this is C. This is what is called a zigzag corrective structure. Zigzag corrective structure. All right, A, B, C. Now let's see whether this pattern has fulfilled all theoretical guidelines that we have identified in tonight's lecture. Let's look at it. We said A must be equal to impulse, which is a five-wave structure. Is this not impulse? And I've told you in the lecture that impulse does not mean you must have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it drags like this, it makes a move like this, it qualifies as an impulse. So what do you see here? You see that move is an impulse. Then in the middle, you also have a three-wave structure. That's a V wave. What do you see here? One. In the middle, you now see a regular flat. And then boom, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Is that not a three-wave structure? That is B wave. Three-wave structure. Three-wave structure. All right? And then you have the C wave, boom, to the upside. Is that not? That's it. And then the last rule, we say that zigzag, A is usually equal to what? C in a zigzag. What do you see here? Look at A here. Look at C here. Is it not equal? It's equal. A is usually equal to C in a zigzag corrective structure. And that's what you have seen there. And another rule is that B should retrace up to 50% retracement, must make 50% retracement of A. Now let's go and look at it. Let's take our fib and check. Look at the fib. Let's check. Let's check, guys. See from here to here. All right. Sorry. All right. Look at it here, guys. What is this? What is this level that you have seen here? What is this level you have seen here? Is that not 50% retracement? That is what the theory says. That the theory says that in a zigzag corrective structure, B should make at least 50% retracement of A. Look at B wave here. It has done exactly 50% retracement of this A. And after that, what do you see? Boom, to the upside to complete this structure as a zigzag corrective structure. Is that okay? That is zigzag corrective structure. And it's not more than this. I've given you example that is very perfect. All right, it's very perfect, it's very useful. Use this analysis, all right, use this example rather, to pinpoint other zigzag in the market and send them to me for me to check. All right, so that's the end of the lecture on zigzag corrective structure. This will be uploaded to YouTube. Please endeavor to subscribe the channel and click the like button. Please just subscribe this channel. I will be sending free content like this to YouTube for everybody to learn and enjoy. All right, so that's the end of the lecture on zigzag. If you want to reach me, you can chat me, and you have any further question, any observation about the lecture, any reservation, you can chat me. I will definitely respond. All right.